Lately, I have been building one of the hardest software projects I have worked on in the last few years. Even top coding models like the Sonnet 4 are actually struggling with it because how big it's becoming and the amount of details in it. While I'm working on it, I realized that I have been using DeepSeek R1 version 2 and the Sonnet 4 model the wrong way. And I think a lot of other developers might be making the same mistake that I am doing, using it just as a coding model. Let me explain. Recently, I have noticed that AI models started to hit its limit when working on a larger project with deeper details. The bigger the code base gets, the harder it is for a model to keep track on everything, especially for a model like the Sonnet 4 and the R1, which both of them have a context limit under 200k tokens. It's kind of crazy that it's already a problem right now, but here we are. That's being said, both of these models are actually really good at planning. They know exactly what to do, how to break this task down. So the best way to use them is actually as a planning model. Let them guide another model that actually write the code for you. Let me show you how it works in action. This idea can be done in three extensions: Code and Roo Code and Cline. Cline have the plan and act mode, which basically it's very old. It do exactly what I am saying. The first mode, which is the planning, you give it a very large task which is spread among a lot of files, and it will automatically plan ahead, and then after it's done, it will pass this kind of plan to the active mode, which will code everything for you. Same thing here in Roo Code and Code, but Roo Code mode called the orchestrator or the boomerang mode, which you will give it the same thing, large task, a lot of files. It will create a plan and it will pass this plan to another mode, maybe debugging mode or the coding mode. You actually can execute this idea for free using this kind of setup that I'm going to show you. You will go to Open Router, create a new account, get DeepSeek R1 model, which you can use it for free, as you can see here. $0 for million input and output tokens. It's provided by Shots, which basically every big open source model, they will provide it for us for free, but it will be slow and it have a limit. I am not sure about the limits rate. You can create an account in Open Router, go to keys. You can go to the keys and create new key over here, name it what you want, and leave it blank if you want to leave it unlimited, but you can create a key, copy it, and go to Roo Code or whatever extension that you're using, create new profile, mine called DeepSeek R1 free, put the API key for the DeepSeek, then select this one, DeepSeek R1. It have the free tag at the end, just to make sure that it's for free. Hit save and done. And select the orchestrator mode, then switch your model to the DeepSeek R1 for free. Now we're done with the orchestrator. Let's look to the coding. For coding, we will be using the Gemini 2.5 Flash preview model, which is kind of a brand new version of the Flash model for free. It have 10 requests per minute and 500 requests per day. It's very good, and it have two different modes, the syncing one and non-syncing one. And I'm pretty sure you know if you use the syncing mode of it, it will be better. So go to the aistudio.google.com and hit get API key, create new one. I already have one. Copy it, create new profile inside Roo Code or Code or Cline, and put it inside a new profile. Put the API key, select the syncing one if it's already available for you, or the non-syncing one. But honestly, the syncing mode is actually better than the non-syncing one. Hit done and go to the coding one. Automatically switch to the Flash model. We have right now the orchestrator, which will be using the DeepSeek R1, and the coding one using the Flash model. A quick look to the DeepSeek R1 new update. Actually, it's right now one of the most intelligent model that's available to be used among the O4 Mini, which is honestly very expensive, and the Gemini 2.5 Pro may release, which it have mixed reviews. This model, it's one of the slowest model that you can use, and also it's a very cheap model that you can use. It's actually just sit beside the Sonnet 4 thinking capability and the 3.7 thinking capability. As an example, I have this page which have multiple components inside it. Each component handle different part of this kind of page, multiple forms, but there is something missing over here. I'm using AR language, basically Arabic, and the placeholder is English, so it's wrong. Also, this sidebar should be on the right, not the left. Arabic is RTL languages. So in a normal case scenario, you will go back to Visual Studio Code, select the coding mode, tell it I want to work on a page, it have multiple components, it need to be adding translation for both Arabic and English. But the minute that you add the folders or basically mention them, automatically the task will hit a limit of the context links. So do it in a correct way. I will go to the orchestrator mode or the planning mode, select the DeepSeek R1, and I have this simple prompt. I have a page located in this direction. Inside it, there is a logic with multiple components contain different inputs. I want to remove all the hard-coded text from each component, and I tell it where this component inside, basically the file that contain all these components put together, and add translation for both Arabic and English. The translation file inside these two filters, and the name of this file is profile. Also, I want the page to render in RTL, right to left, if the selected language is Arabic. When I click enter, it will automatically start to create a plan and wait and go to the analyzing mode to see what need to be done. And here is the plan after it's done. The main component where it is, translation file where it is, and the key requirement, and the subtask instruction. This is basically the prompt is created by the DeepSeek R1 that will go to the coding mode. When we scroll down and hit approve, it will automatically switch to the coding mode, and the Flash model will take over the task. And I selected the Flash thinking model for two reasons. The first one is its context links. It's 1 million. So it's have a lot of room to work with a lot of files. The second one, it's extremely fast. So already created the first edit over here. It's saved. Right now, the task of coding is done. It took it sometimes and 148k tokens because this is multiple file that it had to work with. And as you can see here, this number is alone hitting almost the limits of the DeepSeek R1. And if it's using the Sonnet, there is also only 50k remaining for ending the entire task. So I hit complete subtask. It will go back to the DeepSeek R1 orchestrator mode and report what happened exactly. And it analyze what happened and it tell me the task is right now completed, and I'm not sure how, but I will check on the task and see if it's done or not. It kind of did what I wanted to do. First of all, some of the inputs have already switched from LTR to RTL, which is correct. The sidebar is still on the same place, didn't change. Languages are still not showing up in the placeholder. So I'm gonna go back and tell it I have this error and try to fix it. After it's done right now, I have the correct placeholder translation for Arabic, and right now the RTL is actually working for all these components. Actually, its only issue right now is the icons is not set up correctly. Must be some sort of more padding between the space and the text so it look much better, but this is not an issue. There is one thing that I want to share with you also. This kind of flow and the way I'm working with these models is actually saving me money. I have here 30k context links of tokens and it only paid 25 cents. For what it did is basically planned for everything that I needed to fix in this task using the Sonnet 4. And as you can see here, there is a lot of stuff is going on and it went to a lot of files. I'm going to show you the list. This is just the main component that it work with under the one folder that it have. And imagine that the Sonnet 4 went to each file, search for this certain issue that I want to fix, and it went ahead and fixed it. But no, I did it using the Gemini model. And it only cost 11 cents using the Gemini 2.5 Flash thinking model, and it have 253,000 token. This is basically showing you a proof of work why the approach that I'm using right now is better. This is more than the Sonnet 4 context links and the DeepSeek R context links. It's by accident actually I opened this task and right now it's showing you explaining how to fix it and why should you use it. The final thing that I want to talk about before ending this video, when should you use it? It only works when you have to work with multiple files. Like for example, I have here 5 files that I should open and work with. Basically, it's a large amount of file that you're repeating the same thing inside. But if you're working with only one file from these components, there is no need to follow this approach. You will stick with the coding mode better, especially if you have something small to fix. But if your task is large, have multiple files, you're working on something that is deep and details, yeah, this is the way to go. This method actually fixing one of most annoying thing about the cloud for models. It's still stuck at 200K. I mean, like a lot of people complaining until now how the rate limits and the context links is messing up some of the code bases that they have because the code started to get larger. And the only way that I could find around it is this method. So go ahead. I encourage you to try it at least using the DeepSeek R1. It's for free. And you can pick any good model that is very fast and very cheap to generate just the snippet of code that you want from the DeepSeek R1 or the Sonnet 4. And finally, there is something that also I'm working on, but it's still in progress. I am working on a new different system prompt to improve the quality of code that I'm using. And there is one mode that actually did successfully very good for me that I kind of worked on my own. It's a kind of rule prompt for the thinking Flash model. It actually showing me that it's working better than the normal rule definition from the Roo Code or the Kilo code. This one, and it's gonna be the topic of my coming video. So finally, guys, thank you for watching. I hope that you like and subscribe for my channel, and see you on the coming video.